Hello everyone, this is Maria Crom. I am making the Triple Chocolate Biscotti today, which is a twice baked Italian cookie. Really great snack or treat. It's basically a crunchy biscuit-like but sweet, slightly sweet, and it's crunchy on the outside but it's not too hard. And it's slightly sweet and it's perfect. We always dipped it in our coffee. I used to have many great memories with my dad and mom drinking coffee with usually the traditional almond biscotti. So I'm going to make it low carb today. I teach gluten-free baking classes, and I've created the triple chocolate biscotti along with a whole lot of other biscotti recipes. But basically for this keto recipe, I just swapped out the flour and the sugar, of course, and kept everything pretty much the same. The only thing that you have to be careful with, because I've done this before, is if you're copying a gluten-free recipe, just don't add in extra xanthan gum or psyllium husk. That's kind of like the glue that holds things together. But if you add too much of those ingredients, you'll get slimy or stretchy, and it'll ruin your baked good. Trust me, I've done that. I forgot that I added it to the mix, and it was absolutely horrible. Typically in gluten-free baking, the oil, the fat that they use is lower than like all-purpose wheat type of baked goods because it doesn't absorb the fat as well. So typically there's a little less butter or oil that's in the recipes. So that's why I thought it would be good to copy a gluten-free recipe rather than just an all-purpose flour type of recipe. I have a liqueur that I use. It's optional. It's a Godiva chocolate liqueur. Now, normally alcohols, they're high in sugar, but you use such a little amount, so it really doesn't impact the carbs too much. But it just really gives it a wonderful flavor. You can skip this and just add in a little bit more vanilla if you want, or add in a chocolate extract if you want. They usually do the instant. I never have instant coffee on hand because I don't use instant. I think it's absolutely nasty. So that's what I did. I took my coffee beans, ground them up, and used the freshly ground coffee for the coffee in this recipe. And it's turned out fine in my opinion. Okay, so I cut this in half. We're cutting this in half, and then we are forming an 18-inch long, about 12 to 18 inches long and about 2 inches wide. Also, I added in a little bit more water because it was a little dry this time. It's slightly sticky. It's easier sometimes to roll it with this parchment paper. Kind of like you did with Play-Doh when you were little. So we have these biscotti that has been cooking in the oven. Doesn't look too appetizing right now, but we're going to cut it in diagonals so it will look absolutely delicious and just like biscotti is supposed to look like. We are going to cut this at diagonal, and we're going to cut it in 1-inch thick pieces. So we're going to cut it at an angle. So this is the first piece. Once you cut them, you're going to be putting them on this rack, and we're going to be cooking them again. We're going to cook it for about 12 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven. You don't want to overcook this, but you want it to be like a crunch on the outside, crisp on the outside. There we go. I'm going to put this back on this cookie sheet. Okay. So I'm putting it on this rack so that the air goes through it and it cooks it all around it. So we have taken them out of the oven and we have let them cool. And then we are going to take some powdered sugar, swerve, of course, it's low carb, sugar substitute. And we're going to sprinkle it on the top of here. It's snowing. Looks so pretty now. So I'm going to taste test this, and it should be a crunch on the outside, but not too hard, slightly sweet. This is a little bit more sweet, this recipe, than most traditional biscotti, but I love the sweetness in this triple chocolate biscotti. If you guys like chocolate, you're gonna love this. It's super chocolatey. It's gonna be perfect with a cup of coffee or a hot drink. This is just really, it turned out really good. The flour blend is definitely a winner. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, share, hit the notification button, and share it with all your low-carb foodie friends. Enjoy!